So, can you tell us what the process is for what has happened? Were you able to figure something out that got you tuned in? Well, I was turning to my radio and on my computer, and all of a sudden, my system began tuning into a staticky frequency, and that static frequency was doing something that changed everything. Well, what was it? Can you elaborate a little bit more? I felt some type of something that felt great taking over me. The tuning in frequency began to exhilarate some type of coolness. Coolness? What do you mean, coolness? It got me in tuned to the Cooley Cool Show. You're now being tuned in to the most intergalactic talk radio around. We're here through the entire universe, and yes, the observable universe. Be prepared. You are about to embark now. Yes, you're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Cooley Cool Show. Yeah! Yes, you're listening here live on the coolest of the cool, the Cooley Cool Show. The only show that rocks it from coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. And if you're in Antarctica, let us know what you're thinking about the show. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow us on all other social media platforms. Be sure to know that we upload also to YouTube and the TikTok. Both labeled The Cooley Cool Show. You can also follow me on Brent_TheChamp. That's my Instagram page. You can also follow me on Twitter at CooleyCool2412. You can also, if you miss any episodes you want to go for the beginning, because you want to hear all these great episodes that I have, you can check us out at iHeartRadio, Spreaker.com, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. So we're going to be getting started in just a couple of seconds. Yes, here on the coolest of the cool, the Cooley Cool Show on this Taco Tuesday. Anybody have any tacos? Since it's Tuesday? Taco Tuesday? Or like the one girl, Kate, off the show Lost. I don't do Taco Tuesdays! Gonna start in just a couple seconds, getting everything set up.
Now, you are tuned into the absolute coolness of the cool. The Coolly Cool Show. Be prepared to have your mind expanded all the way out to the cosmos, throughout the solar system, and yes, all the way out to the observable universe. You're listening now to the Coolly Cool Show. Now, without further ado, the man that brings outstanding coolness to any and all podcast talk radio shows, the man of the hour, none other than Brent.
Woo! Thank you. Yes. Yes, you're listening here on the Coolest of the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show. Your host, Brent, kicking it here on this Tuesday night, a.k.a. Taco Tuesday. So, yes, the title of this episode, Alien Sightings or Massive Deception. So, if you don't know, whether you know it now, that apparently there's a lot of sightings of UFOs that have gone up at the beginning of this goddamn year. We're in the year 2023, and from what I've looked at an article, it says, and I'm not, well, I should quote this nonsense, but where is it at? It says more than 350 new UFO sightings added to U.S. government records. And this article came out January 18th, 2023. And this is provided by the Smithsonian Magazine. Oh boy. It says officials speculate these may include balloons, drones, airborne plastic bags, or birds. What fucking birds are that fucking big? Are we talking about... You tell me the ostrich bird now can fucking fly into the fucking, sky? Those fat ass birds, and airborne plastic bags. Yep, the level of nonsense is here, ladies and gentlemen. It is completely absurd on this ridiculous ouch. I don't know what to say anymore. But let's jump into this. So, sightings of extraterrestrial life form and other nonsense is just taken over. People just don't know what to think anymore. A highly investigative reporting has to be done. We have to get down to the bare minimum to figure out what is really going on. But are you actually going to figure out or find out what is going on? No. Just being honest. So let's what this article says. The United States government has logged more than 350 new reports of UFOs, or as officials call them, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. since March 2021, according to a report from the Office of Director of National Intelligence released last week. So, like I said, they changed the name from UFOs to UAPs because they just figure changing the name of something would spark more interest, that would give more clarity and says, hey, look at what we're doing, look at what's happening. You know, this is something you should pay more attention to. Just because we just changed the fucking name. It wasn't like the name was bad or nothing. It's just we need to draw people's attention to get them much, much more in tune to the space program. So, and the article goes on to say, of the 366 new AP records, more than half were listed as having unremarkable characteristics, with 163 characterized as balloon or balloon-like entities. The other unremarkable sightings were characterized as drones or drone look-alike objects, or attributed to cluttered like airborne plastic bags, weather, events, or birds. What the fuck are they talking about? Like, drones, okay, drones. At this point in time, people would probably understand, probably notice a drone. I mean, drones do fly, pretty high. Some of the more sophisticated type drones. Um, Airborne plastic bags. Are we talking ones from like the grocery store bags that you throw them up there, let them keep going? Weather events. Or we're talking weather balloons. I know now they try to say that the first was it not the balloon, but the other UFO or other so-called look-alike balloon, that when the president and Canada had said, "Hey, take that son bitch down," they're trying to say now that that was a class project from a local university, and they're saying they shot a shit down and it was theirs by accident. They got shot down. That's what they're saying. They're covering that up, but you're not really going to hear much about that because, hey, they thought it would gain a little bit of notoriety in the media, but it didn't get shit. No one cared. Everybody pretty much dismissed that. Says, well, there we go with the falseness of fake news is big business. So, and then you have birds. What fucking size bird? If people get mixed up with fucking something with wings and saying, I mean, last time I heard, these so-called unidentified flying objects, which I'm calling UFOs, travel somewhat fast. Unlike big-ass fucking birds, or I guess we have some, old-ass fucking dinosaur-replica-looking birds that we just don't know what the hell they are. And apparently, they've traveled from the center of the earth where dinosaurs is at and all that other shit, and they fly out, and they're fooling everybody. Yeah. They're just going back to nonsense as usual. I would love to elaborate on this, but I just don't have time to feed the bullshitness of some more bullshit. Like, damn, just can't catch a break with this shit, man. Like, it just doesn't stop with the craziness. I know no one's talking about the Chinese balloon because apparently, I guess we have some other shit that needs to be addressed. Obviously, if you had not noticed, once again, as I told you, America spends amounts of money, tons of money, because we have unlimited supply of money. I mean, they're just gonna. I guess they're funding this, funding Ukraine at this point. Sending billions of dollars there and saying to the home people here in America, they're just saying, we're going to use America's taxpayer dollars, and we're going to go ahead and help Ukraine. And I got it. There's situations they need some help. Obviously, you need to help people. But at the same time, if you're saying, just, got to help them. That's what we got to do. And, in the old days, like I used to have hair on my legs. And then I let them rub my legs in the summertime and sweat little beads off it. And, yeah, come on, man. What are you doing? Come on, man. Now, I'm not saying I'm copying off somebody who might have said this. I'm just saying that there is certain things that typically do go on, but hell, I don't know. I mean, if they got that amount of money, you pretty much would think that they probably have some advanced uh, technology to identify these certain things, And let's just put into this perspective on this account, all right? So every video that kind of tends to look at UFOs, and like I said, you're listening to the Coolly Cool show, all right? I tell nothing but the most realest shit, all right, on here, and disregard all. It's basically common sense, right? So you see these videos with so-called UFOs, UAPs, whatever the fuck they want to call it. Um, they're saying that we got video footage, but let's just analyze this a little bit more. We're in the year of 2023, and every person that's you know recorded these UFOs or UAPs, and also the government to that fact, what's the one thing they all have in common with these video recordings? If you don't know, I'll let you know. It's very common sense. It's very easy to figure out if you notice it. Because the most simplest things, people make the most complex things. And the ones that are the most complex are actually the most simplest ideas that are out there. So, as I said before, so I'm going to have your mind blown, is that they have these videos by many people, including the government, saying, oh, we don't know what this is. All the video footage looks like shit. All the video, and this is HD, right? Everybody's got an HD cell phone with a camera, lenses is better, and all these videos, they can't get a good close-up on any of these fucking UFOs. Or, as unidentified flying objects. They can't get any good footage or clarity picture of what these fucking UFOs look like. And don't say, oh, they've tried to zoom in. No, but if they try to zoom in, it's always just a little bit out of range, where they can't clearly identify it. But they say, oh, it's kind of a cylinder type shape, it's a saucer type of shape, And last time I know, don't we have the kind of the Hubble telescope that they, design and develop? The Hubble telescope apparently can, spot out other galaxies on the other side of the observable universe. Yep. Unbelievable, right? And they say the observable universe. You're just gonna mind blown unless you're an astronomer that knows this. Apparently, the observable universe has more galaxies than all the grains of sand on planet Earth. That's what they say. Like I said, and we can see all the way out to the observable universe. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying, that they can see that far from the Hubble telescope, right? But looking and identifying a flying object and trying to record it, apparently, it's always has some type of fuzziness, not clarity picture to it. I mean, shit. I mean, what kind of 4K were you looking at? I mean, it's kind of obvious that they just want to linger you a little bit on the thinking, hey, that there are some aliens or possibly alien sightings, or everybody's seeing them. I've already touched and talked about, as far as my previous episode, about people, they didn't see aliens or see any spacecrafts in the air, and now apparently they're trying to do this into I guess the hood so it airs, but they're not showing the space or UFOs, right? What they're doing is just lighting up the sky with bright, shiny lights, blue, red, and white lights. And I told you on my previous podcast, to all my great listeners out there, all two of you, thank you, appreciate it. That what's the one thing they have in common? That all those videos of people that don't see UFOs, but the sky lights up in colors, it's bright. Guess what? It's they all have clouds. So the cloud coverage and people are like, oh wow, the sky's light up. Yeah, because you can't fucking see what's past the clouds. It's very easy. It's a very simple, complex fucking, scheme and scamming everybody and faking everybody out because they have probably a high fucking altitude balloon. Yes, I said fucking balloon or a plane that's out there, and they just turn on the bright lights and they're just sitting there playing. Let's have some green lights, red lights, blue lights, yellow lights, red lights, green light, blue light, and they just keep doing it. People are like, oh my gosh, there must be extraterrestrial up there. They're doing something. Oh my goodness. No, they're just fucking with you. But guess what? You're sitting there thinking, oh, it's got to be some type of thing. No, they do it while there's a huge cloud coverage. Because if you ever notice, do you ever see or have you heard or anybody's with the lights changing when it's a crystal clear sky with the moon shining so bright? No, you haven't. So I'm telling you, if you're listening very carefully to what I'm telling you, you will understand and you say, damn, that crazy dude Brent on the Cooley Cool show has telling some fucking straight up realism and common sense to the people. Yes, I am. You have to have an open mind and be able to recognize bullshit when you see bullshit. Alright? Like I said, the most complex idea is yet the very most simplest. But people make out the most common sense, simplest idea to be incredibly complex. And people just are, I don't even know. It's so out there. Makes you kind of think about the human species. Are we really that fucking dumb? I'm going to say pretty much we fucking probably are fucking dumb. I don't know. I mean, if any alien species would come here to Earth, they probably turn right the fuck back around and say, these motherfuckers are dumb as shit. Can't spot their own government pulling some fucking hokey dope fucking tricks on their ass. So, I mean, hey, look, if the government wants to keep going ahead and making some truth to look at this aliens, this AUBs. I mean, we still had people thinking that, Bigfoot crossed the road. I mean, it makes a good plan or a good joke. You take out the chicken cross the road to what did the chicken? What did Bigfoot say when he crossed the road? He said, "Mwah, mwah." So, I mean, I already pointed out there was a map of UFOs and Bigfoot sightings all across the world, and unfortunately, for many of the areas that weren't shown of UFOs and Bigfoot sightings was pretty much the countries that, let's just say, are third world. So they're not keeping track of said fucking things because one, it doesn't benefit them. Two, they don't really give a damn. And three, they got other shit to worry about their neighboring countries fucking them over. So they're not concerned about it. But, let it be known, other countries, matter of fact, let's zoom in here a little bit to just get a little justification. Now, I used to live in Hawaii. All right. I loved it. Beautiful. And looking on here, apparently Hawaii has never seen from this map that I have here on Bigfoot and UFO sightings. I guess Bigfoot has not made a vacation trip to Hawaii. I guess it's a little bit too hot. He's got a lot of fur on him, so he's not going to be able to make the trip because he probably might catch a heat stroke. That's why he stays in a lot of, shaded, mountainy areas because, they'll probably pass the fuck out. Devil sitting in the chair with him talking about, hey, how you doing? So it's probably shit like that. But, yeah. Or more or less, there is no UFO sightings out in Hawaii or an area. I don't know why. I mean, you would think maybe out there, surrounded by nothing but the abyss, as deep waters, the Pacific Ocean, the largest body of ocean on the planet, you would think there might be some type of UFO shit that's happening out there where, hey, what the fuck, So, I mean, this kind of lets you know that not everything you think is true can be possibly true. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. And obviously, let's see here, looking at this map, I guess they're not in South America. I guess they're not keeping track of their shit either, so there's nothing there. Africa has nothing. They're not showing nothing in there. Uh, Antarctica, I know Antarctica, you guys are there, but trust me, you got some. If there's aliens, it'd probably be in Antarctica. Reason why it's cold as shit, and no one wants to go there. I don't know. It's a good place to hide out, I guess. Who the fuck cares though? But I tried to touch a little bit on this. It's just I pretty much say we've kind of been bamboozled, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're listening to my podcast, as said before, um, obviously, if there were to be some major event that were to happen, as far as like I said about like the type of Independence Day or Deep Impact type of thing, where there's going to be a massive drawing for people to be saved or whatever. Well, if you're listening to this show, the Cooley Cool Show, just because you're listening, you're not going to be included in the drawing for, hey, save the human species. So I myself am not going to be getting a phone call saying you've been pre-selected. No, probably get a phone call saying, hey, you talking all that good cash money shit, but guess what? Yeah, you ain't getting on this fucking ticket to get out of here. You know what? Is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking here and I'm just trying to find like I'm gonna look here at some of this right here. It says let's see, shaped, sphere shaped object, and this apparently came 1 January 25th, 2021. Not that long ago. 3 witnesses watch a sphere shaped object. One witness captured video of this sphere shaped object. Well, they did. Sure. And I would say if you have three or more people that are saying they witnessed it and they're together, you can pretty much go ahead and call bullshit because they're all working in cahoots together. I mean, let's just put it this way. If you were to go outside your door at a dark night and you're walking on a dark, lonely road and you were to encounter an alien or whatever, first of all, you have to use this logic. One, why the fuck are you walking around at night in a dark fucking road? Two, what's your fucking purpose there? Three, are you sure you're not the motherfucking alien, considering your ass is out there in the middle of the motherfucking night wandering the fuck around? I don't know. But let's just change it. And if you did see something, and would you tell somebody or would you not? Considering the fact that if you told somebody, what would happen? Okay, so we're going to go into that scenario, what we're going to try to do today, and we're going to go through what the law and order type of deal, where you're sitting at the table in the room with the one swinging bright white light, and you have a detective that's asking you questions, trying to get to the bottom of it. So let's begin. Listen here. You're going to have to tell us everything. Absolutely everything. Don't lie to us. We want to know the truth. What did you see? Listen. All right. I was coming home from the game. And I stopped off at my friend's house. We were talking, Then we left. And as we left, we walked down. Well, I walked down, and I decided to take the path. It's usually a path to cut back to the neighborhood. It's quick. All the neighborhood people know where it's at. So as I was walking, I saw some bright flickering lights, covered from the trees. And that's when it hit me. It was a beam of light. It was like almost like a ray. And I froze. And next you know, I was on my back and I couldn't remember anything. And I know time had went by. All right. Well, did anything else happen to you? Can you remember what have might happen from my just trying to get to the bottom of this? Well, that's all I could remember is just that I just woke up lying there in the field and I know that my watch was completely offset and I couldn't figure it out. Well, we're going to let you know something. The blood that we drew from you and the tox meter and everything found that you had a number of different type of things in your blood. Uh, can you explain that? Be like, have you ever been using any type of recreational things of that nature? What are you talking about? No, man. Are you sure? Because we found a lot here in your blood system that indicates that from these readings here that you might have some type of problem, and that's fine and everything. But we're willing to wipe the slate clean if you were to try to just be real with us. I mean, what you're trying to report to us is very, very, very serious, and we take it very serious. Man, what are you talking about, man? You don't believe me? What do you mean you don't believe me, man? I'm telling you exactly what I saw, and you're gonna go ahead and frown me? Listen here. All right, pal. I want to help you as much as you want to tell your story. And right now, it's a story. We don't know if it's a true story, though. But what we do know is from this reading here on this paper shows that you were impaired the time of the occurrence and the time that you made the call to us. Now, we do know that we talked to your family, that you do take certain medicines for seeing things, maybe hallucinations, things of that nature. It's not it, man. It's not it, bro. You can't do this. I'm not crazy, man. We didn't say you were, sir. Like I said, we just want to know the truth. So, wow. See, I think that was a little bit of a kind of lines that you'd probably might find yourself at if you, especially have some questionable behaviors that you might end up finding out if you, want to tell people. Just as I'm sitting here talking to somebody who's like, I can't believe he's making fun of the people who have had seen real terrestrial life forms or things that they can't identify. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, sometimes you might have seen something, but it might not be completely true and accurate. It could be a ploy by the government to trick you, into coming up with your own thought process, your subconscious, to be able to delve into the land of make believe. So, in hindsight, I mean, is it not to put past us that maybe that the government, facilitated some of these ideas so that way they can promote themselves into another direction, which is what I've always said, to fuel money in the hearts and minds of us all space believers, so that way these space programs could get paid, so that way they can continue their funding. Space makes a lot of money. And as I always said on my podcast, telling you, money, 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 man. You would not believe on the levels of certain programs and things that will go to make money. And frankly, I've said it before that the space programs have been kind of running pretty dry. Not many people are heavily invested in it. Even when we landed, the rover on Mars a couple of years ago, people were not really highly enthusiastic about it. Hey, I don't. People were like, "Yeah, okay, we landed another rover on Mars. How much does this cost?" And they're like, "Well, it's going to do amazing scientific work. It's going to be great scientific work. We're going to gather data, awesome data, so that way we can bring it back to Earth and analyze it and find out what we knew before. That Mars has absolutely jack shit on it. Could have told you that already. But it's going to have complete and utter amazing data on it." And okay, cool. Because the Mars rover now, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the size of a RC car anymore. It's the size of a fucking Buick. A fucking big ass vehicle. A car on the road. And it only moves 2 miles an hour. So it's not getting much done. Just saying, as far as the slow response of transmission back from Mars to Earth is about, I think, 8 minutes, maybe 20, somewhere in between there. And with its max speed of 2 miles an hour, it's just it's not really looking too good. So, but then again, to continue and keep up with the things, you need money fueled with the doing the certain programs. And I mean, they were one time talking about there's so much debris and space out in outer space is cluttered with junk and old shit that just keeps rotating around Earth, that they were going to devise a plan to have a kind of like a space trash removal system, which would go out and run our orbit alongside of the space debris and then capture it and then put it in this little space trash can out there in the middle of space, and then compact it all the way down because we want to recycle now. And then as they're doing all of that, then they put it in there and then they bring it back down to Earth and it burns up in the atmosphere, and then it's shit raining on everybody. Oh yeah, sounds like a great plan. I wonder how much that cost. Until it probably got scrapped until somebody said, "I got a better dumbass plan to come up with, and it's going to cost a lot more money than that shit, but it's going to be a much, much cooler, non-shitty plan." So, I'm telling you, man, this is just some serious business here, man. You got to be able to find it, you know? I mean, I just don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell whether what's the truth and what's not the truth when you heard and told so many things on different platforms and other things and people showing you things. I mean, it's got you kind of thinking like I said before, I touched on it before on one of my early podcasts. There's one guy, he used to work for, as a special agent for the Air Force. And, he claims that he's seen, different aliens, and, you know, he, from his point of view, he had seen them and that they were real and accurate. But then in his documentary, he had also stated and said that some people who claimed to had seen it had never saw it, but in order to fill their minds in the thought process of aliens to continue whatever they were doing, they staged certain events like abductions and things like that to continue the thought process and the belief of UFOs and aliens. So if they're doing that and they have done that and it's record of them having done that, so what's to say that there is possibly some type of extraterrestrial if they originally had staged this. Doesn't really make much sense. You know, it's almost as though who to believe. But what I can tell you, you should believe, is that almighty dollar bill, y'all. Which, by the way, I'm not even joking anymore. It's the absolute truth. What is fueled by everything around here? I'm telling you, it is by far none this. And I want you to know this, and I want you to understand it. Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Dollar, dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Chatter. Yes, ching, ching, gong, bling, bling. That is what the world is fueled on. That is what the space program and all these alien talks and all this other stuff, this nonsense and everything. It's fueled on all this. It's fueled on money. All right. So if you think, if you really think that the space program is like, looking for aliens or there are aliens out there, no, it's not. They need people invested in spending their hard-earned money that's going to get taken out their paycheck. It's going to be devised to these space programs so they can make more money on doing whatever the fuck it is that they're doing. I don't know. I don't even know why they're stashing cash like that when they know the simplest shit is just bullshit. I don't know. But trust me when I'm telling you, you're like, I'll go tell you. I mean, you're saying this type of shit, and it makes us believe whether or not it's true or not. So I'm just telling you. I'm just saying here. There's a lot of bullshit out there. People are going to fool you at every avenue of corridor. You notice now, it's been about 3.5 weeks. And the balloon, the Chinese balloon, the spy balloon, has now pretty much been, it's not top news anymore. No one cares. We shot it down. It's done. It's over with. The other 3 other incidents, U.S. shoots down one of the balloons. Now there was another sighting somewhere else. Then something else. And all of it's now quiet now. Now people have talked about, I see the UFO sightings bids have gone up. People are seeing things left and right. You might go to sleep and say, I saw a fucking UFO in my sleep. I need to report that. But then you figure out you just had an intense dream, but who the hell cares at this point? Who's keeping track? Just throw it in the pot with every other goddamn thing too. So, it is what it is. I mean, just don't be fooled on a lot of the bullshit that's out there. Have an open mind and have a little clarity in what you do with your life. And just think. Oh, and that means we've come to another amazing episode here on the Coolly Cool Show. If you haven't done so already, be sure to follow and like and subscribe to us on our other social media platforms. You can follow me on my YouTube channel and TikTok channel, both labeled the Coolly Cool Show. You can follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_the_champ, and you can also follow me on my Twitter page at CoollyCool2412. And if you missed any parts of my episode and you want to recap it and relive the greatness of this amazing podcast, check us out on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Yep. So, trust and believe the world. Alien sightings, massive deception. Well, bro, I just want to say, man, this is no way UFO sightings are not real, bro. You have to believe, man. Like, for real. I remember when I was surfing, bro, the jellyfish stung me back, bro. But I don't even know why. Because you're in the middle of the fucking ocean, that's why. So, you heard it here. Live on the Coolest of Cool. The Coolly Cool Show. With your host, Brent. So, as always, take care and bye.